I'm Scott.
And I'm Ben.
And we're holding absence, and this is Amped.
Got the first question for you guys. For anyone who doesn't know who Holding Absence is, how would you describe your band in one sentence?
I would describe Holding Absence, I guess, an emo band, but we're a sad band for sad people who want to feel better, yeah.
Sadcore.
Sadcore. Yeah, we'll go with that.
I like that a lot. Right. How does it feel to be returned to download this year? Weather's not the best, but
Weather's not the best.
Traditional download. So.
I mean, we're like British, so we're used to it anyway. But download's amazing. It's a real rite of passage as a band, and the fact that we're able to do it again, we played the pilot, we played 2022, so to be here again with such an amazing lineup it's a real honor.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I didn't go to the pilot, but everyone kind of felt like that out, you guys were like the anthem of pilot.
It was so special,
festival,
honestly.
so.
It was because we went into lockdown, a lot smaller of a band, and then coming out of lockdown straight into that pilot being the first show. It was Ben's first show with us, and to sort of see the support and the growth of our band over lockdown and see it in real life was really, really special. So
amazing. Right, so talking about, obviously you guys have grown quite a lot. Your last album, Noble Art of Self-Destruction, came out last summer.
Yes,
last
yeah.
summer, right? How have things been since you guys then? Because I know you've been touring loads. You guys supporting Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
You guys have been non-stop. How's it been?
Yeah, it was great. We released Crooked Melody whilst on tour of Electric Callboy in arenas, and we sort of managed to level up our live show quite a lot on the release of this album, and that all accumulated with supporting Pierce the Veil. So it felt like we entered a new bracket of being a band. So things got a little bit bigger for us, which was great. The album was really well received. It's been 10 out of 10 all around.
Amazing, yeah. I mean, that kind of leads perfectly on to my next question. I mean, I've been listening to you guys from 2017 when you were
amazing.
This series of singles and whatnot. How do you feel you've grown as a band, either artistically, musically, whatever?
I feel like it's been really natural. We've always kept it in the back of our minds that we want to make the music that we want to make, but we also want to make the music that people want to hear. We're very aware of why people like our band. I think it's sort of we've got such a connection to people who listen to our music. I feel like there's this mutual respect, or mutual trust that we can maybe do something a little bit different sometimes, and people will get it, or we can just make this like another banger, and then people also get that. So it's I feel like we're growing along with the people who listen to our music, and I think that's a really special aspect that we have that not a lot of other bands have.
Yeah. So where you guys came from, have you got any advice to any bands kind of starting out or being in that kind of position?
The advice is just keep going, just keep doing it. We've literally, me, Ben and Lucas have been in bands together since we were 15 years old, and we're all 29 now, and not every band that we were in that made it, but just keep going and keep doing it.
Did.
Honestly, it's the people that stick at it are the ones that sort of end up just falling into it, and it's it's a real testament to just keep going, just keep doing it.
Yeah, amazing. Right, we've got a fan question for you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys are all from Wales.
Yes.
Other than yourselves, who's your favourite Welsh band?
Oh.
Welsh rock band.
This could be controversial.
There's been quite a few.
There's a few.
We have to be a little bit, political here, because our manager is the drummer of Funeral for a Friend. But I'm going to shout out Straight Lines. I'm going to give Straight Lines a shout out. So.
Straight Lines are great. I think I generally would go for Funeral for a Friend though. They were a huge inspiration to me. Not even because of the connection, but I love Funeral for a Friend. And the fact
that's mad. I feel like that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. But and the fact that Lucas is singing for them as well now, it's great. So yeah.
It feels extra special, the fact that you guys are Welsh and they're Welsh as well.
Exactly that.
It feels meant to be.
Honestly, being a Welsh band is there's such a strong community of all the bands that have sort of that have gotten to do more from Wales, and everyone knows each other, and we all practice in the same place. All our gear is in the same place. It's a real community around it. So it's really special.
Because if you're not from Wales, I feel like you don't. It's the same if you're not from anywhere. You don't know much about the scene in that area. But what was it like, kind of growing artistically in Wales?
I mean, there was such a strong scene. There was lots of healthy competition. So I think that's why, for such a small geographical area and such a small area population-wise, there's quite a healthy amount of bands that do well out of Wales, because you're always looking sideways at bands like Dream State, bands like Funeral. We all look up to Bullet for My Valentine and stuff. So It was great. It was great. It was like sort of quite energizing to grow up in this scene because yeah, you had lots to prove to lots of friends and lots of people. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I've got some like quick fire questions to you guys now.
Okay.
If that's all right. For both of you, what was the first album you ever remember buying?
Busted, A Present for Everyone.
I like you didn't even have to think about
No,
that.
I know. Yeah.
Being completely honest, because I can't think of anything better off the top of my head. Mine was 50 Cent's "Get Rich or Die Trying."
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. What song on your last, not last album, what song or album has had the biggest influence on you guys artistically?
Probably for me, Silverstein, A Shipwreck in the Sand. That was the sort of first record where I was like, oh wow, this like screaming music is cool, you know, and I remember hearing that for the first time in 2009, and yeah, that was a big one for me.
Yeah, on a personal level, Fleetwood Mac's Rumours, but as a band, and what I sort of do and like apply to the band, probably Brand New Eyes, Paramore has been like a collective inspiration for us. So yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, kind of leading on, what do you think's the best rock or metal album of all time?
Oh, of all time.
I reckon.
There's two ways of thinking here because like I could easily go for like a Master of Puppets, you know, and be like really sort of metal about it, but then
The first thing that just popped into my head was Avenged Sevenfold's self-titled album.
that was literally what I was the other side of it was I think we all bonded over Avenged Sevenfold's self-titled with like Afterlife and shit on it. So yeah, I think that for us as a collective, I think no skips on that record at all.
Yeah. Are you guys going to catch them tomorrow night, or have you got to head off somewhere?
Unfortunately, we're heading off tonight, yeah. So I'm gutted to be missing them, but we've seen them before. We've seen a few songs, so.
Yeah. Right. And what song is your guilty pleasure when you're on tour?
I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I think music is music. But what would you say? What's a Christian song that we listen to on tour?
We listen to lots of real goofy sort of music when we're on tour. I gotta say, I love Boy Meets Girl, Waiting on a Star to Fall. I don't even know if that's the song title. We listen to lots of Charlie XCX. We listen to lots of pop music, to be fair. So, yeah.
I think when you're around like heavy metal all the time, like you'll find a lot of bands are like gravitate towards other genres, and we've been listening to a lot of like EDM and pop music and stuff like that recently. So I think it's we wouldn't want to be caught listening to that by many people, but.